Hi Zoe, how are you? Big greetings from Antarctica.
Hello, greetings from the
Hi
UK.
Zoe, how are you? Hey, how are you? We're calling from Patriot Hills in the West Antarctic. The katabatic winds are blowing. It's about minus 15 degrees over wind chill. It's gusting up to 60 kilometers an hour. But I'm here with Helen, Chris, and Alan. Hi down, Chris.
Sounds great. How's the research going? What are you up to?
Over to you. What do you say?
Well, we're down here in the Patriot Hills, which is at 80 degrees south. We're looking at the blue ice areas, which are over towards the Patriot Hills, about 4 kilometers away. And the reason we're interested is they contain a huge, long paleoclimate record. So we can look back around 50 to 60,000 years from present, and we can look at how the climate's changed in this part of Antarctica.
That sounds very interesting. So what kind of sediment cores are you taking? Are you taking ice cores, or what else are you actually collecting from this area?
So we're working across the whole region. We're looking at modern snow cores. So we've got a big area just outside the tent here where we've been drilling down. We've got down to about 17 meters now. So that would take us down to about 50, 60 years ago in this area. And then we're going to join that record onto the really ancient blue ice record, which is outcropping about 4 or 5 kilometers away, which goes back right from what we call the Holocene, so about 2,000 years ago, right back to about 50 to 60,000 years ago, we think. So we're taking samples right across the surface, but also we're drilling down to look at the gases that are trapped within the ice, and that allows us to look at the composition of the atmosphere back through time.
That sounds great. And so is it all going to plan so far, or have you had any problems?
A little bit to plan. Alan's just started a PhD with us, and Alan's joining us from the University of Adelaide. Neither have been to the Antarctic at all before, and we've got beautiful weather. You might be able to hear the winds are blowing furiously. In fact, we've just been laid up all day, and Alan rather wonderfully has gone down the cold, and so have I. So we're having a great time at the moment, but I'll let Helen and Alan do a bit of talking now. Over to you.
Okay. Hello, I'm Helen. I'm just starting a PhD. I'm hoping to use some of the climate data we get from the ice cores in a high-resolution ice sheet model. I want to find out what happened to the West Antarctic ice sheet during the last interglacial.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
So how are you finding Antarctica? What's the biggest shock to being there?
Just not being able to wash, really. It's pretty grim. And everyone really smells.
Oh, morale has collapsed now. We're all being very English about it, but Helen's just broken the silent the unspoken word. But that's all right. We won't be talking to you anymore. That's all right. But the last interglacial, of course, is important because global temperatures are probably 1 to 2 degrees centigrade warmer than today. And so one of the big questions was the West Antarctic ice sheet stable? Because there's about 3.5 meters worth of equivalent global sea level rise here. So if it went into the ocean, it's a huge amount that might explain former high sea level stands, which is of course important for the future. So we're here, in spite of the cold, trying to see whether the West Antarctic ice sheet was stable. And Helen's work will fit in really nicely with that. But Alan is on the alternative. He's doing something completely different, really.
So I'm here to try and get a biological record from the ice. We're hoping that microorganisms from the sea are being blown onto the ice and frozen, so that the blue ice records back through time will show us what's been happening to the surface of the ocean around Antarctica. And the big interest there is maybe we can pick up melting phases. When the ice starts melting, fresh water might sit on top of the seawater, changing the microorganisms. So by getting a biological record, we can cross-reference it with the geophysical records that Chris and Chris have been getting already. They can tell there's something there in the ice from fluorescence and spectrophotometry, but they don't know what it is. And the DNA should show us which organisms are present there in the ice. So that's the hope. We don't actually know whether it's going to work. But big advantage here is we can take very large samples because the stratigraphy, the layers in the ice, are sideways on this glacier rather than conventional layer cake. So I can get nice big pieces in order to get a tiny amount of DNA out.
That sounds really fascinating. So what kind of organisms? Are they microscopic organisms, or can you actually see any of them by eye?
We figure that they're going to be phytoplankton, probably, from the surface of the sea. But we really don't know. This is the first time anyone's tried something like this. And so we don't know what the concentration of the DNA is going to be, or what microorganisms are going to be there. It's kind of exciting in that regard, and we've just got to take as big a sample as possible. I'm melting it and filtering the ice here, so we can just take back the filtered, concentrated beasties, whatever they are, and do the genetic analysis back in Adelaide.
Oh, well, that sounds absolutely fascinating. I really hope you manage to get plenty of sample, and hopefully it matches up with the geological record. Sounds really great.
It'll be even more fun if it doesn't, because that way it'll be wrong.
Thanks, Al.
So I was hoping to hook up with the phone, but it doesn't seem to be working, unfortunately, at the moment. So I might just try taking the laptop out for a brief moment, just to give you a quick view of what the camp looks like and the winds which are blowing, and then we can take it from there. But let's see if this works. Anyway, thankfully we're on Wi-Fi, so we're not strung up by wires and cables. So let's see if this works. Anyway. Oh.
Here you go.
Going out for a short walk.
Yeah.
Maybe some time.
Maybe some time. All right, guys. We'll see if this works. Say goodbye. We'll
Bye.
All right.
Go out there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's the Patriot Hills just in the background. I hope you can see the tents in the foreground.
Yeah, it's a brilliant picture.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's the katabatic winds. They've eased off quite a bit, actually. So, which is great. They've been gusting up to 60 kilometers an hour. We had to put extra guide ropes on the tents this morning because it was looking pretty bad. There's our skatoons. I don't know if you can see that blue tent area. It's our toilet. That's for what we're going to do. And if you remember Palin's pole to pole, he had a view similar to that. We flew through Patriot Hills to the South Pole, so we're going to recreate a Michael Palin view a little later, maybe. And over there is a Weddell Sea to the South Atlantic. It just keeps going. It's about 400 kilometres away to the actual South Atlantic there. Is that working, Zoe?
Yeah, no, oh, it's a beautiful view. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, so here we are in Horseshoe Valley. Well, I better go anyway. So, look, I hope it's a little warmer in the UK, and we'll try and get in contact in a couple of days, let you know how things are going.
Yeah, that sounds great. Good luck to you and all the team, and I hope you all feeling okay. And yeah, good luck for the rest of it.
Thanks, Zoe. See you later. Cheers.
See you.
Bye.